Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Quest brings you more epic title action now with the showdown for the vacant Quest British Light Heavyweight Championship. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please welcome tonight into the arena the first challenger from Southend in Essex. Please welcome Shumba!
I'm so hard headed at first. My grandma didn't even believe in me. I kept going. All I can say is I told her. Jury at the bank down the bar. You should have never doubted me. I'ma work to my last breath. I'ma hustle to my last breath. Yeah, you should have never doubted me. The pain and the struggle followed me. My daddy never did that bother me. And these car streets made a man of me. No time it'll come and doubt me. Had to keep them up, these man. Keep it young on the ground. You never know where your motivation will come from. We do the most with these bras and props down there. They try to push you aside, you gotta fight some. I had a line on the side and then we back up. I want that number one spot, I'm like hacker. I got that beast in my eyes, I'm like Tyson. With my heart in my drive, I know I'm righteous. These are lights and be rocky like that, boy. Once you win, you gon' humble. Set a tree and need a humble. I was down on my last when I found myself. I need a fighter to get to my last breath. I got angels all around me, yeah. I got love all around me, yeah. I'll be a fighter to the end to my last breath. I'ma hustle to my last breath. I got angels all around me, yeah. I got love all around me, yeah. I'll be a fighter to the end to my last breath. I'ma hustle to my last breath. I came from the border walls. Every nigga in my gang got a drug. From around you must form a gang war. I got an old girl in the transport. Japanese are heavy like I said on me. I'm out of the flame, fan on me. Cause we living in the same, with the bands on me. I'ma kill the competition and I'm playing for you. You see water dripping out in the kitchen. I turned that into something now.
And now it's time to welcome our second challenger into the arena. He is the undefeated Quest Regional Champion, fighting out of South London. Please show your appreciation and welcome Cornai, the Warrior Scott! Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, this bout is brought to you in association with RD Export, the official fight gloves of Quest, Boxfit, the UK's leading boxing equipment superstore, and CB Events Security. So introducing to you first, our first challenger for the championship tonight, boxing out of the blue corner. He wears the black shorts and fights out of Southend Combat Academy. Please show your appreciation and welcome, Shumba! His opponent tonight, our second challenger for the championship tonight, boxing out of the red corner. Tonight, he wears the white and gold shorts, representing Bruce's gym. Please show your appreciation for this title action showdown bout to be fought over 5 2-minute rounds. Our timekeeper, though, Mr. Peter McCann, our referee in charge of the action, and to give his final instructions, Mr. Jimmy White.
Here we go then, the vacant British light heavyweight title, 5 2-minute rounds. Referee Jimmy Horney, and this is between, in the blue corner, Mac Shumba from Southend in action against Cornai Scott from Lewisham. And it's a fascinating contest, this one. Mac Shumba, he's had 20 fights previously, but this is his Quest debut. So he's been around a long time, but never boxed under the Quest rules. And he's won 16 of those, lost 3 and drew 1. I've got no idea of the quality of those particular contests, but there you go. Anyway, Cornai Scott, good fighter.
Cornai Scott he goes by the moniker of the Warrior, and he is an absolute warrior. We don't know much about Mac Shumba, but 20 fights, only 3 losses and 1 draw does tell you that he's got a bit about him. I just turned round to our host and promoter tonight, Alan Foley, and said, "What's this kid like?" He went, "Yeah, he's good." And if anyone knows, he will know. So he's done his due diligence to bring in a worthy opponent to Cornai Scott, because Cornai Scott, anything less and he just blasts them away.
I know, yeah.
So Shumba's got to be a good fighter.
Well, we'll see.
One thing he's just shown us there, he's got very good timing. 2 little check hooks as Cornai Scott come in.
Well, out of the Quest Boxing League, Cornai Scott is undefeated in 5, 4 wins and a draw. And he has won and defended the regional light heavyweight belt in his time. And here he is fighting for the British. Yeah, I'll be very honest with you, I'm quite surprised at Max Shumba. He's better than I anticipated.
Well, like I said, as soon as you see a record of 20 fights and only 3 losses, you have to start thinking, you know what, this lad might be good. And he's showing us that he is good. And another problem that Cornai Scott has got is that he was preparing for Eri Seljukai for this fight, and up until 5 days ago, that's who he was fighting.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Eri Seljukai pulled out, and he's fighting a guy who's a completely different,
unknown. Yeah,
completely unknown and completely different animal in itself, because he's a completely different style of fighter. And he's catching Scott with some really sneaky, good punches.
But has he done enough?
It's a difficult one because it depends what you score that on. I think Shumba landed some really clean, good punches in that round. But you've got to say that Cornai Scott was pressing the action and also landed his shots as well. So, yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a very close round.
And for those who are wondering where Mac Shumba is from originally, he is from Zimbabwe. That was the flag that was being paraded in his corner. He now lives in Southend. He's 5'9". And this is his Quest debut this evening. And he took this fight at 5 days' notice. So, you know, he's obviously been fit.
Yeah.
You know, and
he's probably one of those guys that stays in the gym all the time because he loves it. Look how calm and composed and cool he looks in the corner, just sitting there.
That's a very good point,
taking on everything that his coach is saying, listening, not breathing heavy. Yeah, do you know what Cornai Scott's got his hands full here? Regardless of how you score that first round, I think, well, you edged it to Scott. I'm not going to argue against that.
So, in the black shorts, then we do have Mac Shumba in action against Cornai Scott.
Something that I've seen, I see it in the first round, I've just seen it just there as well. Scott seems a little bit apprehensive to do any work at range. I think as he's trying to do that, Shumba, like with those shots there, Shumba's catching him with longer shots, and what Scott seems to be trying to do is get inside and let his hands go when he closes that range down, just to take away what Shumba's got, which is that cute little sneaky check hook, and just the way he picks his shots as well, and that sort of takes that away from him if you're on the inside.
That's a very good point, Dan. And I've got to say, it's one I didn't actually connect with. Yeah, I think what's happening is Cornai Scott said to himself, if I throw a long shot, he's going to throw one. And I think his arms are probably slightly longer than Cornai's anyway.
Yeah, he does look really long arms.
Consequently, he's got more chance of landing.
Yeah. And I think all it is it's a, like you say, it's clever from Scott. In a sense, he's probably thinking, actually, if I'm throwing shots from long range, it's just a roll of the dice, which one of us lands.
Yeah.
And going on the attributes that we've seen, like you say, Shumba looks like he's got quite long arms, got quite a long reach. It's probably going to be him that lands. So Scott's trying to take away that gamble and do his work in a position where he knows that he can work well.
Good point. Well, it's a bit frustrating, this, I think, for Scott, because, you know, there's so much he wants to do, and he wants to look good doing it, but he's just not allowed to.
Yeah, listen, when you walk into that ring, you all have ideas of this is what I'm going to do, this is how I want to do it.
Until he gets slapped on the chin.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, sometimes your opponent doesn't want to play ball, and you come up against someone who's not going to let you do what you want to do. I actually think that was a Shumba round. And something I want to mention as well is that you have a look at the face of Shumba throughout the round, it doesn't change. He's just laser focused throughout.
Steady man.
Stoic.
Very good, I like that. Marcus Aurelius, former Emperor of Rome. He wrote the book.
I thought he was the guy from the film.
Say again?
I thought he was the guy from the film.
Right, here we go then. This is round 3 of a scheduled 5. And I tell you what, you know, it's still anyone's, isn't it? I've got it around a piece.
Yeah, round a piece. I agree with that.
So Cornai Scott, 24 years of age now. I've got no age for Shumba, incidentally. He could be anything good from 25 to 50. No,
I don't know, he looks pretty sprightly.
Thanks.
He could be younger than that. He's one thing you mentioned in the last round about how frustrating it must be for Scott. That's something that I really think that he's got to steer clear of doing, and that's getting frustrated and thinking, right now I've just got to go at him, because I think that will play right into the hands of Shumba. I think he's got to stay, keep his wits about him, keep doing what he's doing, where he's thinking about closing that range down, let his shots go on the inside, and then limiting the amount of work that Shumba can do on that long range.
I'm surprised actually that Scott is struggling here. And he is, there's no doubt about it.
Just literally just before you said that, there was a shot that landed that didn't look like it was anywhere near going to land, and all of a sudden it landed right on the chin of Cornai Scott. And it come from quite an awkward angle, but really quickly from Shumba. Not a massive amount of power, but enough to make you think, where'd that one come from, and why am I getting out punched?
That's a really good point.
Because Cornai Scott he's not used to that. He's not used to getting outworked, out punched, because he's the one with the work rate.
Yeah, sure.
And he's used to outworking his opponents, and he's trying to outwork Shumba, but Shumba's staying so cool and so calm about it that although he's not outworking Scott, he is out punching him. He's landing like cleaner shots more often.
Yes, it's the length of his arms, I think, making all the difference here.
Length of his arms, speed of shot, accuracy. He's an impressive guy. And again, this is a testament to the work that Alan Foley does in the background. Look, you've got 5 days' notice. Can I get a fighter that's good enough to stand and last 5 rounds of Cornai Scott? Actually, I can do better. I can find a fighter that can take him to the wire.
And take him to the wire he is. Well, I'm going to go for Shumba there.
Yes, I agree.
So 3 gone. And a 1-point lead for Shumba. Not that it matters what we think, Dan.
No, of course it doesn't. One thing I will say, for me, if I'm in the corner of Cornai Scott, I'm asking him, do you think you've got 2 good rounds in you? Because you need them. And I'm saying it to him, go out, do not let one little bit of breathing space come up between you 2 fighters. Get on his chest, just let your hands go for 2 minutes solid. Because I think that's the way he's going to beat this kid, if he is going to beat him. I don't think Shumba will work as well as Cornai Scott will on the inside. But at that range, he's picking him off really well. Like I said in that first round, what Scott was doing was closing that range down and letting his shots go. But he's sort of, don't know if he's forgotten to do that or Shumba's got too cute to it to allow him to get inside that range now.
Very, very good point. Anyway, here we are in the 4th round. This is the penultimate session. And Shumba looking very confident. He's working confidently.
The up jab that Shumba throws, just throws his shot just from his hip. It's a beautiful shot and it lands really well. Not a massive amount of power, but just enough to annoy your opponent. Just to let them know, yeah, do you know what? I've got the upper hand here. Really good shot landed by Shumba.
Do you know what? If Shumba wins this, I wouldn't be at all surprised.
Do you know what? He's come out in this round and we're looking at it going, oh, he's a round up. And he can just sit back and rely on his boxing, but he's looks like he's gone, actually, do you know what? I think I might try and take his head off and force a stoppage. He's come out and he's put some spite into these shots.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave this to chance, does he?
No, he definitely does not, no. If you're in the Scott corner now, what are you looking at, Steve? Because for me, I'm sort of saying, forget about his head. Just go for his body. Just whip shots. Try and stop him with body. Because his head's too elusive at the moment.
I can't argue with you, Dan, but the thing is, what you've got to worry about is what on earth is going to come back at you.
But you've got to roll the dice, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to take that chance. Like, oh, good shot landed there from Scott. But then Shumba comes straight back with his own really accurate, well-placed punches. Not a huge amount of power.
He's obviously a fit man, isn't he?
Yeah.
And this may be his Quest boxing debut, but he's really impressive. Who would he go for there?
Regardless of the outcome of this, and I think it's another Shumba round, regardless of the outcome of this fight, Steve, I want to say that I really do hope that we should see Shumba back on Quest soon, because he's up against someone that Scott's a very good fighter, and you're not seeing the very best of what Max Shumba can do, because Cornai Scott is taking some of that away from him. Even though I think that Shumba is winning the fight, there's a lot more that he could give. And that's a testament just to how good a fighter Cornai Scott is. It's just not working in his favour tonight, unfortunately.
And I think it's that also that half-inch or inch reach advantage. It makes a huge difference. And if you're going to stand there and do the same thing, you're going to throw a left hand, he's going to throw a left hand. You're not going to land, he is. So you've got to try something different.
Another advantage that Shumba's got is that he's not loading his shots, he's just letting them go.
Yeah, absolutely, good point.
Which, when you load your shots, they may have a slight bit more power when they land, but they're a damn sight easier to see. Well. And they're a lot slower.
Well, I think Cornai might need a stoppage at this stage. We are in the fifth and final round. Oh, hang on, what happened there? Elbow. Is there damage?
No, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Listen, it's boxing. You're in there. Sometimes an elbow comes in. It's not bent, is it? Cornai Scott hasn't thrown an elbow at it.
Well, Cornai Scott's not the kind of guy who do that anyway.
No, not at all. Cornai Scott's a proper boxing man. He's I don't think Shumba should have reacted like that. Yes, it's not nice to get an elbow in the face, but you're fighting, you're boxing. You don't see a rugby player moaning. Really good shots landed by both fighters there.
I just wonder whether there's some ring rust in Cornai Scott. What do you
Possibly.
Because I've seen him a lot more fluent than this.
Yeah, listen, I think, like we said, he spent the last 8 to 10 weeks preparing for a fighter that he's not fighting tonight.
Yeah, but that's no excuse.
Well, it is an excuse. I'll say it is an excuse, because if he's preparing for Max Shumba, he's approaching this fight completely differently.
But who's got
it's a 5-round fight.
Who's got any footage of Max Shumba?
I don't know. But it's a 5-round fight. For me, it should have been worked out in round 1 or 2. But actually, do you know what? We had to completely change tactics here, because these are not working. This is what he needed to do, and he's winning this round by doing it.
Well, you know what that means, don't you, on my card?
3-2 to Shumba. Scoring at a draw.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Scott won the round, and to me, it's. Oh, hang on, no, it's not. No, it's not. Sorry, he did win the round, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah, you scored it 48-48.
Yeah, 48-48.
I've actually got it 3-2.
Okay.
But you scored round 2 as a draw.
Very good.
You scored round 2 as a draw.
I did, yes.
Even you get it wrong sometimes, Steve.
I do actually, Dan, yes.
I don't, but you do.
I'm always wrong. And up.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards with a split decision and the new Quest British Light Heavyweight Champion, Mac Shumba!
Well, there you go. Max Shumba has been declared champion after a split decision win. So well done, Mac. Good lad.
Yeah, strangely enough, the floor manager, and this is what I talk about when you're seeing the fight from different sides. We say it pretty much every show now, don't we, Steve, that where you're sitting around this ring does sometimes actually make the fight look completely different.
Yeah.
I see that fight in favour of Shumba. You see it as a draw. The floor manager, Matt Clarabert, just come over to me and he said he see it in favour of Shumba, but the guys he's talking to over there said no, there's no way Cornai Scott won that fight. For me, it was a close fight. I just think the better of the work come from Shumba, and I think he deserved that win there.
Perfectly fair.
But very good rematch.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so our congratulations go to Max Shumba, the new British light heavyweight champion. And yes, as Dan has so rightly said, you know, there's a return in the post.
Yeah.